But it's okay. There's different levels of how you feel yourself.
I agree.
And the same thing like a bank account, right? You can just put, a little bit in every day, and then you can buy that bigger thing down the road. But if you want something sooner, then you have to put bigger deposits down. So being aware of what that deposit does. Trying to put it in every day is really great maintenance. Welcome to the Hope and Hairspray podcast. I'm Rhodey Kate.
And I'm Kelly Osborne. Today, we will lead you on a journey of self-development and professional growth. You will be inspired to be the best version of who you were meant to be.
Let's jump in.
Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are super excited to talk about what can be a hard topic because
it is hard.
So many of us can be in this place. But today we're going to give you tips on keeping your cup full. And you might be like, that's impossible.
Right.
I can't do that. Right. Just tune in. Just stay with us. Try to stay with us the whole episode.
We've got some great tips all throughout. So yeah, absolutely.
So good. But normally we start out all positive and lighthearted, but we're going to come at this with a little bit because we almost want you to feel and know that we feel, we have felt, we can feel, we will feel again what it's like to be empty. Yes. So Rhodey, what does empty look like for you?
Oh, it's dreadful. Empty feels like, because I don't want to get out of bed. Like, I just really want to, I'm exhausted. I want to, and I probably actually do want to get out of bed, but I want to go and lay down somewhere else, like not in bed.
Wow.
And so, when I can have a lot of energy. When I don't have energy, when I haven't done things for me, it is, like flat out. And it's tough. And then it's also hard to feel the energy and the desire to do what you need to do, much less what you want to do, right?
For sure.
So that's how I would say it's for me. How about for you? What does empty look like for you?
Empty, and it's interesting because I run at full speed from dawn to dusk, and it's just how I've always ran. But this past, 9 months, you've kind of watched me walk in a season that is very new to me. I remember the first time I told my husband that I was tired, and he's like, that's normal. And so for me, I came from the opposite spectrum, but also it may look like I'm short with somebody. It may be, I might feel, I didn't even ever use the word stressed, right? But that was, I might not think clearly through decisions when I'm empty, especially when you have a season of not sleeping well. Sleep is so crucial.
Yeah.
And you talked about, I just want to stay in bed. Maybe you are physically tired. Maybe I'm emotionally tired. Those are kind of the things that bubble up. I'm sure my family
could add to the list.
Could add to the list. I might be emotional because I'm not typically an emotional person. So you might see tears if I am empty.
Okay.
Right. Where I just, I can't.
Right.
I can't. That's probably how it displays itself for me when I'm empty. So,
and I think you talked about the fatigue, fatigue is regardless, whether it's emotional or physical, your emotional gets you there, right? One of the signs of being depressed is fatigue, right? And so all of those things. So yes, I think it's definitely something that comes out. But what you said, which was that you come to tears easily, like some people do and some people don't, that's my go-to. So then there's even more. Like that's how I release everything, right? My go-to is always tears.
Absolutely. So what's it look like for you? Jump into the comments, like, subscribe, set up notifications so you can hear when we have new stuff coming up. But share with us, what's it like for you to feel empty? Because we want to fill you up with some of the things we're going to talk about today.
Well, there was one thing, like we always talk about, hey, everyone says this, you got to fill your glass before you can pour into someone else's, or they'll be like, put your oxygen mask on
airplane
first,
mask, right?
Before you help someone else. And we know that. And it sometimes feels cliche. I think we know it and don't do it. I'm wondering if people know it, but I did find a statistic for those who are very statistic driven.
Love the science.
Right, and it is. And so you guys know, or you may not know, but I love Sean Acker, who is the Harvard happiness professor.
What a job.
Well, he and his wife, that's all they do is research on this. It's amazing. But he said, and so this, I'm going to read this if you don't mind. It is when your brain is at positive, right? So you're thinking positive things and you're in a good place, you are more productive.
What percentage?
Yeah. 31% more productive.
Almost a third.
Than if your brain was at negative, wait for it, neutral even, or stressed.
Wow.
So there's a reason, at the very least, I mean, besides we want you to feel good and everyone should feel good. Everyone deserves it, right? Getting out of the negative, getting out of the neutral and getting out of the stress, getting to a positive place is going to be, in the end, not just a feel-good thing. It's the right thing. You're going to be 31% more productive. Are you kidding?
That's incredible. So This reminds me of what just came to my mind is something we love to do is start with truth. Right. And debunk some myths, right? Especially coming from being a working mom, is that selfish? Right?
We talk about that quite a bit.
Wow. That's selfish to focus on yourself.
We had that at the sabbatical. The last sabbatical we had, that came up a bunch. Selfish.
We did. I shouldn't be focusing on me. Again, back to the air mask. There's always levels of how much you're focusing on yourself and others. And also on the converse is that sometimes when we're in a funk, it is good to go out and serve and volunteer but paying attention to what fills you up and removing guilt. Oh, so much guilt that you're being selfish. So paying attention to your glass is what we're talking about today. Is it empty? What that looks like. So what do you do to fill up your glass?
As we're talking about this, the first thing that came into mind, not what fills up my glass, but to know that what fills up my glass and what fills up your glass and someone else's glass is very different. So I don't know if you were there, but this last sabbatical, we feed you well, we take care of you, we do dishes, and we had just spent this long day about what fills you up. And one person in particular is like, serving fills me up. Like, people don't get that. Like, serving fills me up. And I'm like, so the second time, I think maybe the third time, she has offered to help, and she offered to do the dishes. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, okay, because you said that will really fill you up. She said, this will really fill me up. I said, okay. And because I hate to do dishes. No. Well, yes, a little bit in there too. I was like, if this will really fill you up, we have you, we love you, we want to do this for you. We have scheduled it, we've got the time. But if you would really love to do that, we'd appreciate it, and we know it would fill you up. So I think the first thing you have to know about what fills you up is it's not the same.
You have to know. That reminds me, my husband and I host marriage sailing adventures.
You do.
And it's through the owners of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Bubba and Cindy Cathy. This is like their nonprofit. Yeah. They love to pour into marriages. And the rules in the beginning were our guests that are on the boat, they do nothing. Just it's unreasonable hospitality, just thoughtful care through and through. Right. That changed because of that very thing, is because some of the people we entertain that we have in our sabbaticals in the house is that their love language is acts of service. So knowing that about yourself, maybe it is serving.
Right.
Sure, absolutely. Rhodey and I come away from sabbaticals. We're just like, oh, that was incredible. I could do it again tomorrow.
Right.
That's something we know about ourselves.
We do.
Right. But knowing that it is not selfish, just pondering, just paying attention to it for a month of anything that you walked away from and were like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I get to do that again. Right. That's something that filled you up.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So what things fill you up?
So obviously, taking the break from the normal will fill me up. And I don't mean going on holiday, going on vacation or something. Yes, that's nice, and it does fill me up. But sometimes there's stress. There's 9 people. We're traveling internationally this year. That was a little bit stressful in some ways. Certainly filled me up all the time. But I really look for small things. And lately, something we've been doing, because we're trying to eat at home more and be more thoughtful about that, is my husband and I are doing coffee dates once a week. And it's just sort of like whichever one thinks of it and whatever time, and we'll just go out. We live in Seattle, so we have a lot of coffee's important. Ironically, my husband doesn't drink coffee, but he does drink tea, and he does find out he likes the macchiato or something odd things I don't like.
I thought you didn't drink coffee.
No, I don't drink.
Or you don't want that to be known.
I like coffee. Coffee doesn't like me. I have to drink decaf.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do. But I like the experience of it. Sometimes I don't drink coffee.
But you said it's the ambiance.
Yeah, it's the ambiance.
Right?
So when we go out, so we're taking an intentional break from our day. We're getting out of the house into this, we're seeing outside, whether it's sunny or not, doesn't matter to us. We're outside. And then we're going to another new space that we haven't spent time. So, we don't even have to, we can just go outside for a walk. That helps me. So I know that fills me up, and I do a little bit all the time, and it kind of keeps my gas tank full, right? This is what you do with a car, right? You have to put gas in it to go anywhere. We're the same way.
It is so true. Yeah. So knowing what fills you up, super important for me. Oh gosh, I love being with my grandkids like that. I had a great day with 2 of them yesterday. It just fills me up. But if I'm not with them, because there's also a reason 50-year-olds don't have babies.
It's a lot of work. And so I was so proud of you. I got to see her yesterday with her. One, I didn't get to see her with that particular one, but the other one, I was like, she's got a lot of energy. I'm like, I'm going to sit on the bench for a little bit. If you don't mind. And so she went gallivanting.
That's filling, but also a massage. I'm a massage girl. Yeah. I noticed, even my husband said, so this is permission. I love it. I'm like, wow, I haven't had a massage in a few months because my massage therapist retired. It was a sad day. So happy for her, celebrating her next steps. But it was also a relationship, actually. So that does fill me up. So getting a massage, usually people don't chat. And
you chat. Oh.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
My sister's a chatter.
Yeah. I know it's a shocker.
I know. And it's shocker. I'm not a chatter.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I love when they can take the cue.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I just need to be silent right now, or I'm going to talk to you and then I'm going to shut it off, or I'm going to not talk to you and then I'm going to talk to you. So paying attention to that. No, this is self-awareness, people. This is 101. This is the truth about self. Being able to objectively look at what fills you up. What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Downtime.
Right.
That was a big misunderstanding between my husband and I. He was like, I just need downtime. And I'm like, what kind of time? What is that? what is downtime?
Right.
Like, I don't need it, right? I can run at a crazy speed. So it's different for everybody.
Yeah. And the definition of downtime, right? Like, what's your definition of downtime?
Sure.
Yours might be doing only 5 things at once.
Right. Yeah, I think so. So is it little things? Can you do little deposits all through your week like you do? Or do you need a big rock?
A big deposit.
Knowing that about yourself. And if you're like having difficulty with the selfish and the guilty, ask those around you, where do you see me light up like a Christmas tree? Right. Like, have people help you, and you have permission to get filled up. Right.
I think, taking some time, maybe when you're not down or maybe when you aren't, doesn't really matter, but to brainstorm and almost have a list, especially if you're not good at it, have a list of things that do bring you joy, that really fill you up, so you can move on to do something. Because if you think about it, if you're, the car situation is one thing. You can, go quite a long way on a full tank, but sometimes we don't have a full tank and we just put $5 in. That's probably just... That's just a gallon.
Is that a gallon in Seattle?
That's a gallon. You're not going to go very far, but it's okay. There's different levels of how you fill yourself. And the same thing like a bank account, right? You can just put, a little bit in every day, and then you can buy that bigger thing down the road. But if you want something sooner, then you have to put bigger deposits down. So being aware of what that deposit does. Trying to put it in every day is really great maintenance. So we actually did. We we're out in Ludington. I don't know if you guys know Michigan. It's one of the shores.
Right on Lake Michigan on the west shore. Yeah,
So on the west, so what do you see? The sunset. So we stop, and that's what we did probably for almost 15 minutes was just watch the sunset.
Well, let's be honest, Rhodey. Like you said, I need an ice cream for my sunset. So we raced down and got an ice cream.
Okay, that was when you and I were together, not doing the sabbatical. Okay, so
but you needed an ice cream. You're like, I just need something sweet, and I needed to see the sunset.
we did both, didn't we?
We did both. So
it was a good ice cream. It was one of the best. It was McDonald's. It was one of the best ice cream cones. Remember? I was like, wow, because Dairy Queen wasn't. It was such a long line.
Dairy Queen had serious. It was September, right? And there was like 20 cars.
It was crazy, line. And we needed to get to the sunset because we were going to get to the beach.
So I'm like, McDonald's, can you have ice cream come from McDonald's? And it worked out great. So speaking that,
right.
I needed to see the sunset, which wasn't high up on your list. You needed ice cream, wasn't on my list, and we did both. So it's okay when you have to share that. Right. What fills you up, and not feel guilty about it. Man, we need a whole episode on guilt. So put that down our notes, right?
Or put it in every episode, maybe the other thing. Because reality is there are small things you can do. And we did, then the next day, that was with the two of us, the next day our sabbatical guests came in and we took time at that time to watch sunset together. I don't want everyone to think I'm a miser about sunsets. My husband and I-
You just live in a great place.
No,
you get them a lot.
we face west, we have mountains, we have water, and we will often... This is bad. Every once in a while he'll be like, hey, look at the sunset, babe. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm doing something else because it is so common. But we do try, like we both call it out. We take a minute.
Sure.
And those are small things that work for us. So I think it's knowing. I think knowing is the first step.
Absolutely.
Doing, and maybe that's a mindset shift. You need to know that this is really important.
Well, and I think what will help that is that how humans are shaped.
Right. Okay.
We are shaped like funnels.
Oh, yeah.
Funnels that the little part is on the bottom and the big part is up top. Right. And we so much invert that. Well, if I could just pour a little bit in and give a whole bunch. I mean, it's physics. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
Right. If you are not pouring into the top of your funnel, you are shortchanging people around you. Because like for me, I can be short with people. We can be tired, right? So we can be less productive.
31% less productive. You're 37% more productive at sales if you're positive. So I'm just saying, there's science in there. Yeah.
So even if you, maybe a bridge to get past the selfish, guilty part of pouring in is you're going to be able to do more for others when you know and do what fills you up.
I love that funnel image. And because we had someone who, like, when you did it, like I think she kind of had tears in her eyes. She was like, that's what I do. I mean, like we need to have one, but visualized is how much space the top of the funnel, even a tiny funnel, it is, I don't know, like
20
way
times,
more. I mean, it's like,
times.
I need some math in that, but it's so much, you need all of that other to go in just to get a little drop to be able to share with other people. And so think about that. I mean, maybe more than anything, experiment with it. Right.
Oh, come on. Yeah. How fun would that be?
Just
I'm going to try all these different things to see what fills me up.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that you can pour into others. Just imagine just all these funnels just in the sky, all above each other, and how beautiful that image is. But if yours is one that's not where anything's going in, you
can't come out.
But try different things. Maybe it's a bowling league, maybe because you want to be around people, or maybe it's a walk in nature. I love to get out and just walk in nature. It's one of my favorite things. But explore. Permission to explore. How fun is that?
And small things. I will say, working at home. I know a lot of you guys work at home, so that's something I did, and I started doing this. This was when I was in Dallas, y'all, and it's like 100 degrees in the summer. Even in the summer, I would get out, and it is small. It was a small block. We were in a complex, and I would walk around the block. It didn't take me 10 minutes, but I would just be able to kind of reset my brain and get energy just really even for the day. So small things can work.
And maybe keep track of it, right? Keep track of the things you did and how you feel, or ask others around you. You know, when somebody says there's something different about you, like I challenge you to do some things for yourself
and see what people think.
And see what people around you say.
And if that's how you feel. Like, I mean, it'd be great if they said, they may notice, they may not notice, but definitely check to see how you are. Because it would, I don't know how to, I really don't know how to help people through this and help women through this. Like, I just so want them to it is a tough one for them. And I'm like, just small things.
We could go with our just tried and true sales pitch. We say, just do it. Trust us.
That is like, I'm like, what do you need to do? I don't know. Just trust me, do this. And it is bad. But that is, if this is hard for you, you don't understand the value, you question it, then I would say, try it and then evaluate it. Don't evaluate it before. Give some things. Write a list of things that work for you. Try little ones. There's always something you can do. There's always something you can do that will fill you up, and it might be something different for you or who the people around you.
Oh my goodness! So we want to hear what you tried. So in our comment on our website, hopeandhairspray.com, you can connect with us there. All of our socials: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just let us know. We would love to know some of the things you do, or send us a picture of.
Ooh, pictures. Love that.
Could you imagine of that, you trying that? Because so many more people will benefit around you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We cannot wait to hear from you.